The essence of Usyk, motivation and discipline key to Dubois' destruction. The heart of a champion. Why discipline, not motivation, fueled Usyk's masterclass against Dubois. As the clock approached midnight on Saturday, deep within the corridors of Wembley Stadium, Oleksandr Usyk thoughtfully caressed his mustache, while contemplating a question about his magnificent dismantling of Daniel Dubois. The 38-year-old Ukrainian had just reclaimed his status as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world following a display characterized by elegance, flair, and a methodical brutality that had typically reserved boxing commentators reaching for superlatives like genius and magician. In the aftermath of such devastating artistry, someone posed a question to Usyk that instantly brightened his expression. Given everything he had accomplished, and with rampant speculation about who could possibly challenge him now, how did Usyk maintain his drive to continue fighting? "Oh, listen, bro," he responded, making a fundamental distinction essential to comprehending his remarkable achievements both inside and outside the ring. "I don't have motivation. I have discipline. Motivation? It's temporary. Today, for example, you have motivation. But tomorrow you wake up early and you don't have motivation." He revealed his characteristic gap-toothed smile. "When I wake up early for training, I never have motivation. I have only discipline. Motivation is needed only for amateur sportsmen, not for professional boxers. Amateur boxers might only work 3 times in a week. They say, 'Oh, but today I don't have motivation for training.' Ah, no, bro, motivation is good but discipline is better." Those 7 simple words, "Motivation is good but discipline is better," encapsulate the essence of Usyk. His excellence stems from unwavering discipline. Similarly, he doesn't always feel motivated to discuss death and sorrow in Ukraine as bombs continue to fall and casualties mount. Usyk once confided that he wished our interview had taken place long before the Russian conflict began. "I'm a really funny guy," he admitted. "I love to laugh and to dance. But it's not possible when we need to talk about what Russia is trying to do to Ukraine. We need to be focused and disciplined in telling the world the truth." Usyk wasn't particularly eager to engage with the media after the intensity of his performance against Dubois. His manager, Aegis Klimas, encouraged us to keep post-fight discussions brief and avoid redundant questions. The champion longed to reunite with his wife after being separated from her and their 4 children for an agonizing 14 weeks. But here's where Usyk's character truly shines. Despite his personal desires, he approached his press conference with characteristic discipline and courtesy. He listened attentively, frequently acknowledged good question, and even with his limited English, delivered insights that rarely grace such gatherings. "Boxers only have 3 punches. It's the jab, the hook and the uppercut," he explained while demonstrating each technique. "But combinations take a long time to master." He elaborated on how the dazzling combination that floored Dubois in the 5th round created the opening for the final devastating overhand left that concluded the fight. This strategy emerged from lessons learned during his previous victory over Dubois in August 2023. "We learned from the first fight, and we had a long time, 2 years. We prepare combinations." Usyk mimicked the final crushing blow that had left Dubois sprawled across the canvas. "It's a punch we named Ivan. The left hook is like this." He demonstrated a textbook punch before switching to the roundhouse smash that ended the contest. "That is Ivan," he exclaimed. "It's a Ukrainian name. Ivan is like a big guy who lives in the village and works on a farm. A really big guy." Usyk puffed himself up to impersonate a burly Ukrainian farmer. "What is your name?" he asked himself. Using a deep growl, Usyk answered in the voice of this imaginary farmer. "My name is Ivan." The boxer smiled uncontrollably. "Yeah, it's a hard punch." When questioned about his next potential opponent, Usyk responded, "Now I want to rest. I cannot say who my next opponent will be. I prepare for 3.5 months. I don't see my family, my wife. Every day I live with my team. With 14 guys, in one house." He laughed again in mock despair. "Every day only the same faces. Now I want to go back home." Potential future opponents for Usyk. Joseph Parker represents the most logical next challenge for Usyk. Beyond being the WBO's mandatory challenger, Parker is experiencing an impressive run of form. He deserves another shot at a world title, and although he would face long odds, his brilliant trainer Andy Lee might be the one boxing mind capable of posing fresh challenges to Usyk's dominance. Derek Chisora presents an interesting anomaly. A relatively unrefined brawler who should have retired years ago yet remains the only heavyweight who has made Usyk appear uncomfortable. Their 2020 bout, only Usyk's second as a heavyweight, saw Chisora's relentless pressure initially troubling the Ukrainian. Two judges scored it an extremely close 115 to 113 in Usyk's favor. However, one shudders to imagine what today's refined version of Usyk might inflict on the battle-worn veteran in a rematch. Tyson Fury undoubtedly stands as the most skilled and formidable opponent Usyk has faced. Their initial encounter in May 2024. Pacquiao vs. Barrios. Fight results and highlights. Fundora stops Tszyu. In a stunning turn of events, the boxing world witnessed a historic night as 46-year-old legend Manny Pacquiao battled WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios to a majority draw at the iconic MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. The match, which had fans on the edge of their seats, ended with two judges scoring it even at 114 to 114, while the third judge favored Barrios with a score of 115 to 113. Despite entering as the underdog, Pacquiao aimed to break his own record as the oldest fighter to claim a welterweight world title, a feat he previously achieved at the age of 40 when he defeated Keith Thurman in 2019. Pacquiao, known as boxing's only 8-division champion, made a remarkable comeback after suffering a unanimous decision loss to Denis Ugas in 2021. Ugas dominated the fight, landing more total punches, jabs, and power punches, connecting on 59% of his power shots. But here's where it gets controversial. Many argued that Pacquiao's experience and resilience were underestimated going into the bout with Barrios. Barrios, 16 years Pacquiao's junior, secured the WBC interim belt by defeating Ugas via unanimous decision in 2023. He defended the title once before becoming the full title holder when Terence Crawford vacated the belt to move up in weight. In a surprising twist, Barrios faced Abel Ramos in a split draw on the undercard of the highly anticipated Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight in November. Barrios' previous losses were against Gervonta Tank Davis in 2021 and Thurman in 2022. Davis, a southpaw like Pacquiao, knocked Barrios down twice, cut him above the left eye, and stopped him in the 11th round. And this is the part most people miss. The similarities between Davis and Pacquiao's fighting styles added an intriguing layer to the matchup, with some speculating if Pacquiao's experience against southpaws gave him an advantage. On the same card, Sebastian Fundora successfully defended his WBC junior middleweight world title, with a TKO victory over Tim Tszyu in a thrilling rematch. Fundora had previously defeated Tszyu by split decision in March 2024. Earlier in the day, Oleksandr Usyk made headlines by knocking out Daniel Dubois in the 5th round at London's Wembley Stadium, reclaiming the undisputed heavyweight championship. Andreas Hale was present at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, providing comprehensive coverage of the undercard results, fight updates, and round-by-round analysis, ensuring boxing fans didn't miss a single punch. This night will undoubtedly go down in history, but what do you think? Was Pacquiao robbed of a victory, or did Barrios deserve the nod? Share your thoughts in the comments below.